Three big stories on the eve of the Austrian Grand Prix. And the first one is pure paddock warfare. Ferrari just reported Mercedes to the FIA, and the championship leader might have to take a saw to their own car hours before the race. The Red Bull ring is about to turn into a 50-degree frying pan, and Formula One cars are about to get 3 seconds faster a lap. It's race week. Let's go. Let's start with a masterclass in F1 politics on courtesy of Ferrari, and to understand it, you need the backstory. Here's the thing most people don't know. Before the season even started, Ferrari designed a clever, serrated diffuser concept, think saw teeth on the floor, that energize the airflow and pull out more downforce. But when they brought it to the FIA for approval, rejected, shot down. The FIA said no. So imagine Ferrari's face when, at the Canadian Grand Prix, Mercedes showed up with a serrated diffuser of their own. A very similar idea, and it was waved through. Legal, approved, the exact concept Ferrari had been told they couldn't run. You can guess what happened next. Ferrari marched to the FIA and basically asked, hang on, why does their version get a green light when ours got rejected? Now, and this is important because other channels are getting this wrong. Ferrari did not accuse Mercedes of cheating. The Mercedes diffuser passed every inspection. It was legal. The difference came down to the fine details of how each team integrated it. This is a totally normal F1 move. You push the FIA to clarify, and one of two things happens. Either everyone gets to run it, or the FIA slams the door shut. And for Mercedes, the door is slamming. The FIA is now preparing a clarification that would ban that diffuser design. The timing is brutal. They're looking at making it effective as soon as Austria, and Mercedes is begging them to wait until Silverstone because the trucks have already left the factory, and taking a saw to your floor hours before the weekend wrecks your entire setup. But here's the genius part, the twist. While Mercedes scrambles, Ferrari had already done their homework. They reportedly showed the FIA an even more extreme version of the concept ready to go, so the ruling that kills Mercedes' design, Ferrari's own version, may have already slipped through. They didn't just snitch, they snitched, got their rivals' part banned, and kept the advantage for themselves. Absolute chess. Story 2, and this one is about survival. For the first time ever in Europe, the FIA has declared a heat hazard for a Grand Prix. Austria, this weekend. It's only the third time in history this protocol has been triggered, after Singapore and Austin last year, and the numbers are scary. Europe is being cooked by a heat dome. Sunday's race could hit 38 degrees Celsius in the air, and the track over 50 degrees. Inside that cockpit, with the fireproof suit, the balaclava, the helmet, it's an oven. This protocol exists for a reason. Remember the Qatar Grand Prix? In 2023, drivers were collapsing. George Russell said he nearly lost consciousness at the end of the race. Lance Stroll ended up in the medical center. It was brutal. So the FIA created the heat hazard rule to stop that from happening again. Here's how it works. And people get this wrong too. The cooling vest is optional, not mandatory. A driver can choose not to wear it, but if they don't, the car carries half a kilo of ballast instead, so nobody gets a weight advantage. The FIA wanted to make it mandatory, but the drivers pushed back. Verstappen literally called that idea ridiculous and saying it should be each driver's own choice. And here's the question that matters for the race. Does this brutal heat reopen Mercedes' old overheating problems? Because if it does, that's huge for the title fight. If you're enjoying this, smash that like button. It really helps the channel. Now, story 3, and this one's about the future. Story 3, and this one's for everyone who misses real speed. According to exclusive data from the race, based on team simulations, Formula One cars are about to get dramatically faster. We're talking around 3 seconds a lap quicker by 2028, and on some tracks up to 4 seconds, and it starts before that. The intermediate rules in 2027 should already bring around 2 seconds a lap depending on the circuit. Then the big jump comes in 2028. Now, to be clear, because accuracy matters, like these are simulations, not promises, the FIA could cut downforce for safety and shrink those numbers, but the trend across 3 different tracks is the same, much, much faster. And here's the bombshell. On high-energy tracks like Shanghai, if the FIA does not cut downforce, the 2028 cars could become the fastest of all time there. We're talking lap records falling, but the best part is the death of lift and coast. Right now, drivers literally have to lift off the throttle in the middle of a straight to recharge the battery. Lando Norris described how much it hurts your soul when the battery runs out and the engine note dies as the car stops accelerating. In 2028, with more combustion power, The cars hold that top speed for much longer. The sound, the speed, it's coming back. So tell me in the comments, do you want to see those lap records fall? I read every single one. So let's tie these three together because they're half off. Because Formula One is boiling in two different time frames at once. Right now, it's chaos. Ferrari and Mercedes are at war off the track. The FIA is rewriting the rules mid-weekend, and the drivers are about to race in 50-degree heat. The present is absolutely on fire, and the future, it's thrilling. Faster cars, louder engines, lap records in danger, and the end of that soul-crushing lift and coast. The sport you fell in love with is coming back, louder and quicker than ever. The present is dramatic, the future is electric, and it all runs through this weekend at the Red Bull Ring. So buckle up, because Austria might be the spiciest weekend of the season so far. Can Ferrari prove Barcelona wasn't a fluke? Can Mercedes survive the heat and the rule change? If you want the full breakdown after the race, hit subscribe. I've got you covered. The paddock never sleeps, and neither do we. Stay on Throttle.